Short story by Paul McCann, Ardy and the Snow Fairy. It was a cold Christmas in Gaddo's town, and the snow lay thick upon the ground, like a sheet of white lace, sprinkled with cotton wool. Little robin redbreasts sat swinging on the iron gates of people's paths. Some even sang their thrilling winter's song in a chilling winter's wind as the snow turned to slush and the ice kissed the ground. And in every little home, the children sat around Christmas trees, unwrapping their Christmas presents, as the sound of children's laughter rang out from inside all of the little homes as they played with their new toys that Santa had left behind the night before. Everyone had a new toy. Everyone had found new joy and were happy. Everyone except for one by the name of little Ardy. Ardy. He was much too tough to believe in Santa. The thing was, Ardy grew up far too soon and never learned about Santa Claus. He was far too grown up to play with kiddie toys. Sadly, the reality of Christmas never really got a look into Ardy's life, and Ardy got more fun out of kicking little girls and throwing dogs in the icy river, and beating up the little boys and tripping up old people as they walked through the town. Nobody liked Ardy. Everybody stayed away from him. Even his parents had given up on him, and they stopped Santa bringing him any more toys. Ardy walked through the town, ripping down all the Christmas tree lights, pulling down the decorations, and throwing rocks with a handful of snow in disguise at the passers-by in the street. He let down car tires, and he put snow into the priest's letterboxes. He picked on innocent people and kicked the cats. He broke the empty milk bottles outside the doors of the houses in town. Ardy was really having a great time at Christmas. He was having so much fun putting tripwires across the entrance of the old people's home. Then he heard a soft voice beckoning him, calling him. Ardy! Ardy looked around.
Hello, Ardy. Hello.
Who's there? Said Ardy.
It's me. I'm the Snow Fairy from Gaddo's town, and I've been watching all the things you've been doing. You are a nasty little boy,
said the voice. So you're the Snow Fairy? Here, pull the other one, said Ardy.
So you're a real hard man, Ardy,
said the voice. That's right, said Ardy.
Well, you only think that you're a hard man, Ardy,
said the voice. Are you so frightened that you can't show your face? Let me see you, Snow Fairy, said Ardy. Suddenly, a flake of snow fell from the sky and landed on Ardy's hand, transformed into a tiny little creature, twinkling. And with the touch of a magic wand, the Snow Fairy changed Ardy into a snowman. The little snow fairy then said,
"Well, Ardy, you will stay a snowman until you learn some manners. And when you're ready to start behaving like a good little boy, I might think about changing you back again into your proper self. Just to teach you a further lesson, Ardy, you will stand outside your school gate until you can see how you should act. Learn from all the good little boys and girls in your school. See how they enjoy themselves without hurting anybody." And with the touch of her wand, little Ardy was propelled through the air and landed and dumped outside the main gate of Ghettostown Primary School, where Ardy stood, unable to walk, unable to talk, motionless, shivering, quivering, as the birds pecked at his nose, and the dogs barked at him, and the cats spat at him, and the old people poked their sticks at him, and the little children pointed at him and laughed and made fun of the snowman, and little Ardy couldn't even cry, and he wished that he could shout or hit back at everyone who were making fun of him, but all he could do was stand there on his own, feeling very cold and very, very, very sorry for himself. And the weeks passed, and soon it was time for the children to be returning back to school after their holidays. All of the children walked to school and threw snowballs at Ardy and made fun of him as Ardy stood shivering, alone. He watched the lollipop man escort all the children across the busy road day after day. He began to see how the other children laughed and played with each other in the schoolyard. And something began to change Ardy. Deep inside, he could feel himself starting to enjoy the children's laughter, and he wished sometimes that he could join in with their schoolyard games. Ardy could feel something melting inside. It was his bitter, cold heart. And he started to feel warm and a glow about himself that he had never felt before. One day Ardy's parents were outside the school gates asking everyone if they knew where their son was. They looked so worried. Ardy's mum started to cry. The lollipop man came over and put his big arm around her shoulder, trying to comfort her. All of the school children came over to Ardy's mum and dad. Don't worry, we'll find him. Let's go, everybody. We'll have a search party for Ardy. Ardy! Our friend Ardy! Let's try and find Ardy,
said all the children as they all ran over the place calling his name.
Ardy, where are you? Oh, Ardy!
Ardy's mum and dad started to walk home again, and the search continued for their little boy who was lost. But Ardy stood and watched his mum and dad disappear down the road and then out of sight. He could feel a tear roll down his little face. He could feel himself starting to move, his legs first, and his mouth opened, and he shouted,
"I love you, Mum and Dad, I love you!"
Ardy ran down the road after his parents, screaming out,
"Everybody, I love you, everybody!"
He ran all the way, jumping and screaming, until he rushed into his mum and dad's house. And his parents were so happy to see their little boy again that at first they didn't even recognize the change in his attitude. Everybody was so happy just to have Ardy back again, and the town had a special welcome home party for him. As far as everyone was concerned, Ardy had gone for a walk and got lost. The main thing was it was great to have him back again. Ardy now was a thing of the past, and everybody in the whole village started to look at him differently and called him kind-hearted Ardy. For now Ardy was a happy little boy, and someone special was watching over him. Ardy grew up and taught himself as a teacher in the Gaddowstown Primary School, where he himself had gone as a boy. And at night he coached football and was loved by every kid in the town. He was a hero to all the children and was respected by all the grown-ups. The dogs followed him around everywhere he went, and nobody had a bad word to say about their hero, Ardy. And the Snow Fairy continued to watch over his life, as the Snow Fairy does watch over everything that goes on. She knows everything. She knows the good boys and the good girls, and the bad boys and the bad girls. So remember, children, the Snow Fairy will always be watching for the rest of forever, so you better be good. The end.